Okay, can you hear me now? What the hell? What the hell happened? We got voice now. Anyway, what's up, J-Bro? Thanks for the hint. And we're doing blue-red stuff. Giant creature, planeswalker or clue makes it a clue. Witness protection. Are these cards playable? Probably. Synthesizer. Mugin. I guess I take one of these removal spells. Somehow my OBS destroyed my audio settings. But I think you should hear me now. Anyway, we are in blue, which seems sorta open, and have taken some red stuff. A Pestomite. Meloku and Narset and Ballista. I like those. Could take Narset and hope to find a draw 7 effect. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Sigh. Sweltering Suns. Arid Mesa. I think we just take the fetch land, try to find something blue-red to fetch out with it. Or even blue-white. I guess the Spellbound is fine. Maybe we find Urza's Saga and play some more artifacts, we'll see. Somebody did take the Trinket Mage. That card is pretty good if you find a Mox or a Sol Ring or something like that. I don't love Lesser Masticore. Well, actually, I think it's better than the big one, you only have to discard once. Lion's Eye LED, Sky Sovereign. Is that card playable? 5 mana, shoot 3 at something, and then you have 6/5. We don't have any creatures yet to crew it, except like Hazoret and Arangel. But this Masticore. Maybe we play some Madness cards, I don't know yet. Okay. Like, red does not seem open at all, we could play other colors as well with blue. So do we take a removal spell or a mana fixer? There is an Avacyn's Judgment, which kinda works with the Masticore, but not too well, you need a lot of mana. Black-white land or equipment. Okay, maybe we play blue-white, we'll see. The red is like super heavily cut, it appears. So we might probably also not gonna get a Splinter Twin for this Pestomite. Maybe we play just blue-white. Server restarting? Oh no. Am I alive? Am I good? Reconnected to the draft. That sounds good. Everybody saw the server restarting thing. Maybe they're doing maintenance. Alright, second pack. Mox Chat, nice. Mox Chat Urza. I'm Zane laned. Well, we take the Mox. Maybe we end up blue-black. And it's still good if it's colorless ramp card. Lorth is awesome. There's a Grixis land. Okay. Mox Opal. Control Magic's pretty sick. Echo of Aeons to go with Narset. Could discard it with Masticore. Chase is like okay. It's more like a win condition than a very good 4-drop because it doesn't really protect itself. There's Sword. We could play blue-white. I think I'll pick some more blue stuff though. So it looks like we're the heaviest blue drafter around. Okay, maybe we can do the Narset combo. It looks like the blue-red things are not going to be happening. Guess looking for ways to discard Echo of Eons. We didn't take Frantic Search. Force of Will, that's nice. So it looks really like people are not playing blue around me. All kind of cruelty if we wanna do some more unfair shenanigans. But yeah, I'll take the Force. Goro. That's kinda sick. Just a very good 2-drop in an aggressive deck. Chant land. Bottom text. Brazen Borrower, there's a Lightning Axe and a Volcanic Island. If we still wanna be a bit in red. Lightning Axe shoots something, discard Echo of Eons, go Narset into Flashback. Kinda like this Volcanic Island, so Arid Mesa fetches a blue source. Like that's a good pick either way. If we play, either we play red or white, the Volcanic's gonna help the mana base. Pondor. At this point I'm not even sure which other color we wanna play. But we're gonna be blue for sure, so I'll just take Ponder. Sockent Sunsmelter, Goblin Bombardment, nice. The Ghoul Caller. Fast Bond is nice with the Echo of Eons, but Ponder makes me wanna get more like fetch lands and stuff to reset the library. With 2 counterspells, there's not many in this cube. There's like Mana Leak, Mana Drain, Counterspell, Force of Will, Cryptic Command. Don't even know what else. There's not like Sublime Epiphany or something, I'm pretty sure. Alright, now what? I love Caldra if we find Stoneforge to just slam that early. Otherwise it's probably unplayable. Plundering Barbarian, Shogun defends the temple. I like Elish Norn if we play white. I like blue-white, what's that deck called? The Cheons. Redstone Golem, Cooler Guns Command. It's either Caldra Complete or Elish Norn for me here. Caldra Complete is super sick if we find Stoneforge Mystic and play blue-white Stoneblade. And Elish Norn is gonna be playable if we play blue-white. Ah, let's do that. Council's Judgment and Preordain. Flicker Wisp. I might pick the Judgment. Let's just play blue-white control-y stuff. Chart a course to discard a core of Aeons. Or just to draw cards. Toughness is equal to your devotion when another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. I also like Memory Deluge. Doesn't work well with Torrential Gearhulk because it says amount of mana spent to cast it. Cast out is also not bad. Yeah, let's take a Charter course. Selfless Spirits, Sunken Ruins, The Birth of Meletis. I guess we want some more early plays, this is kinda good value. It's sorta like, you can look at it like Wall of Omens that always gets you planes. Chase Civilon, Sevin's Reclamation. Return target permanent card with mana value 3 less from grave to the battlefield. If the spell comes from you may copy this spell. I just take the Chase. Land, Sundering Titan, blue-black land. We don't have any black cards for now, but do we want to play any of these other things? Don't think we are a Sundering Titan deck. Okay, there's Lightning Axe, Leovold, probably not playing that. Goblin Bombardment, maybe the Fast Bond. Just in case. Alright, so we are blue, white I think. We have some red stuff that we could splash, but I don't think it has a red stack. We look like we have cards in hand until late game. This is kinda sick, but it's triple white. We have a Seachrome Coast and an Arid Mesot. Alright, last pack. What's gonna happen? Time Spiral is kinda sick. Karn, Absent, Chain Lightning. Yeah, we'll be taking a Time Spiral with Narset. Where's my Hull Breacher? It says draw 7 cards on it. It can't not be good. Alright, Strip Mine. The Wandering Emperor, Flash Planeswalker. Make it 2/2 exile a tapped creature. At this point we just need some more mana fixing to play the white cards. Blind Obedience. Riddlesmith, I guess we play the Emperor. Don't think we want to Strip Mine in this. Fatal Push. Yeah, okay. Play some Planeswalkers. I'd actually prefer Wrath of God over Hour of Revelation then. But it's still probably maybe good. Triple white seems hard though. Champion of Wits and Factor Fiction are kinda nice. Kaito Shizuki. Blue-white land that is fetchable with Arid Mesa. I think I just picked that and maybe wheel a blue card. Vanishing Slash. We have a Mox Chat and the Birth of Meletis. Yeah, let's tick that. Fetchable land that makes blue-white is kinda sick. I mean, we can play Fast Bond if we want to with the draw 7s. But it doesn't do much otherwise. Oh, there's Loose Focus, another counter spell that I didn't think about. I could take that. Sun Titan, bring back Narset, Birth of Meletis. Yeah, I don't know. I think just Loose Focus is a nice early play. Wheel of Fortune. Don't think we need to splash that, even though we could. We have Charter Course. Maybe we want the Lightning X or the Masticore to discard. Echo of Aeons. Maybe we'll get the Champion of Wits though. It's possible. Alright. Watch me forget to have counter magic every time with this deck. I'm really good at that. Memory Jar. I think we just play Wall of Omens. Cataclysmic Gearhal. Each player chooses an artifact, creature, enchantment, and a planeswalker, and then sacrifices the rest. It's good against decks that play a lot of small creatures. Otherwise, not too insane, I think. Undead Butler. It's kinda cool. I'll pick Wall of Omens. We play Wall of Omens Tribal. I think the Dress Down might be a sideboard card. Yo, what is up, Nitori? How are you doing? Womp. Thought Monitor. We have Battlesphere. We don't play a lot of artifacts. This would be a 5 or 6 mana what's the name? Muldrifter. Maybe we play the Battlesphere. Just take that away from someone else. Have another win condition. None of these cards are really good for us. Sad. Sadly I didn't pick more fetch lands. Oh, there is the Wrath of God. I think that's really good in this deck. Not so good XT, got a sore throat and my ear hurts. Dude, my roommate said the exact same thing. Did you guys get in touch with each other? Also, am I gonna get it? Yeah, I like a Wrath of God with this deck. Okay, now we got nothing though. Sahili, when you cast a non-creature spell, you get a 1/1. Target artifact becomes a copy of another artifact or creature. Probably not insane for this deck. But what else? Al-Zaid. We don't really play a lot of creatures. Chromatic Star. I mean, this is basically... we make a lot of 1/1s. Probably not playing that. This sounds okay. Even though it's like... Blind Obedience, Riddlesmith. Nothing much here for us. Is Blind Obedience playable? Maybe. We could try that card, I haven't played with it before. Just the slow extortion. from your GF. Maybe your GF is my roommate. Play to Shizuki. I mean, we could splash a black card or just play the Banishing Slash. Enchantment wise, we don't have much. Artifact wise, also not. But it still destroys an artifact, enchantment, or tapped creature. Sounds good. Never understand anything. Well, maybe you'll learn someday. We didn't wheel any blue cards out of that pack with Champion of Wits and Factor of Fiction, but those are really good cards, so makes sense. Okay, I'm not sure how good this deck is. It's got a lot of interaction and maybe some combos. The Narset combo. Do we want to play Lightning Axe or Mastico? I don't think so. Doesn't really have a lot of card draw, which is not the best. There's another draw 7 effect. I think we play this instead. Maybe take that out. Just think of Magic as Pokemon TCG, except it's sort of the same. Yeah, this is probably the deck. I'm not sure how good it is gonna be, but it's got some cards. Planeswalker Tribal basically with Wrath of God is already interesting. I'm not sure about this Blind Obedience. I could just play it to see what it does. Yeah, sure. Obviously. Like, you can't even really read the cards on the stream except if I highlight them. And obviously I know them all, or almost all of them by now. But if you don't, it's a bit confusing. So this is 23 spells and 5 mana sources. Do we want to play anything from here? I don't think so. I think this is just gonna be the deck. Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, it's kind of similar, I guess. I've never played it. It's a bit too anime for me, for my tastes. I mean, we drafted a 2-color deck, which means the mana is gonna be probably not terrible. Can't you add one planes that I already own? MTGO on land, please. We basically have 10 sources of each color. Okay. Yeah. That's gonna be the deck, I'm pretty sure. It's not insane, but it's got a lot of annoying interaction, which is good. In this particular cube, I think it's kinda a bit slower cube than the one that's on Magic Online. It came from an anime and when it's so bad but so good at the same time. Yeah, it's so bad that it's good. Nice. It's cool tech. Nice. Yeah, Magic does too. Very much so. Alright, we just slam this. And see. We have some sideboard cards. I think this is not amazing. Maybe it is. 2 mana, put something on top, or use more mana so it comes back later, but it always comes back, is sort of the problem with it. But it does destroy tokens or interact with targeted or enchanted things. I would have loved to see Hull Breacher so we can do even more of the draw 7 combos. But we'll do it once or twice maybe. Not sure about this Blind Obedience, it's probably an anti-aggro card. We could sideboard that. It sounds hella annoying to play against that. Every spell drains you, but I don't know.
Hey guys,
maybe it's better to play this instead. We have 2 red sources in the main deck. I don't think I wanna splash anything. Make the mana bad. What's up, Mazda? Just doing some fair blue-white stuff in Vintage Cube today. Let's see what other players have drafted, because these are open deck lists. Wacky is playing Boros. There went all my red cards. I started with doing Chandra and Hazoret things. But that didn't come together. Patrick is playing almost mono black, wow. Mono black Reanimator, Hogaak. That sounds fun. And really strong actually. I'm scared of this deck. We do have a Wrath of God, I guess. How much reanimation does Patrick have? Oh, there's a Mind Twist, I'm scared. These cards might drag me. I mean, I have counter magic, but... Recurring Nightmare, it's not really a Reanimator deck, it's mono black aggro. That's actually awesome. F for fair, yeah. I mean, we have some unfair stuff going on, honestly. A Narset plus Time Spiral and Echo of Aeons means we draw 7, but they don't, they draw 1. And then we might draw so many cards to win with Chase, but probably not. But if he sticks around, I guess he can win you the game. He's not as good as other Chase because he doesn't interact with the opponent's stuff. But whatever. Dude, Patrick's list looks fun. Just mono blacks, aggro mid-range, recurring nightmare, soul ring, dang, scary stuff. Blue-red, or Grixis. Yeah, that's where all my red cards went. These guys were ahead of me in the draft, I think. Who are we playing against? Against Geeky, who plays green-black mid-range. That's one of the best things to do in this cube, somehow. The green-black deck has won a few of these events yet. There's Lolth, Massacre Girl. I guess the creature removal isn't very good against our deck, which is awesome. Yeah, we could have a good chance against this actually. They have Animate that, stole that away from Patrick. Nino, green-blue. Oh, Mystic Confluence is in the cube, I thought it wasn't. So there's actually like 10 counterspells or something in the whole cube, Force of Negation also. Okay, this looks cool. Hydroid Crisis, so more like green-blue ramp. Kappa Tech Wrecker. Kappa Tech Wrecker, now that is a name. Ninjutsu, Death Touch counter, exile artifact enchantment. It's gonna be not great against our deck. We have Emox and one enchantment, I think. This looks like my kind of deck. Garruk, Controlled Magic, Gargaroth, Ugin, nice stuff. Did we see all the lists? No, Heron has. Tronim, Nemesis, Tarmogoyf stuff, Time Walk. Fractured Identity, nice. And I'm hyped for these matches. We fight against Geeky in the first round with green-black mid-range. Him to Turach is gonna be good. But this is us. Just blue-white. Be annoying and hope to eventually win the game with Emir Battlesphere or Chase Wheeler of Mysteries. And we are in too deep and we are trying to keep the head above water instead of going under. Let's see if it's gonna work. We have to wait because the cards are distributed by the cube host. Which means I'm gonna be right back, guys. Fox Truco. And what did I miss? Nothing. Let's see what they are saying here on the main stream.
your comment seems to be very close to adding losses in there.
Don't listen to me though, because I think the hammer is just bad.
Yeah, especially if you beat a removal spell, right?
Here's Matt with the cards.
It's not like you can equip it on Ink Moth or anything, right? So
52.
That'd be pretty sweet.
Well, there's some basics here. I don't need basics.
that's cool.
Maybe like 3 times reading Is It Diver? Super to realize you didn't mean Is It Delver?
Oh,
Because that's every time I.
So many cards.
Jeez. So this deck does have Narset and Echo and Time Spiral, so we do have ways to just start from it.
I
You.
like this deck a lot. This looks like one of the more solid Birth decks. But Birth finds, it's a basic planes, right? That's always a basic
A
nowadays.
solid Birth of Militis deck, that's all I ever wanted to do in my life. Thanks though, Max, for
Yeah, for standard, yes.
setting my decks good.
Is Eternal Dragon in the queue?
No, it's not. I'm just saying, like, as far as new cards that you fetch.
Sure, yeah. With multiple triple blue costs, is a little more relevant.
Just draw your cards.
That's true. Yeah, I saw Binding, I think it was just the other day in the draft after Cube Patrick, I saw Peter Upper Duel and forgot that it could do that, so that was cool. That Devin's deck, I don't remember who had that. Of the old guns. Hamlet Dragon is sweet. It's just like a nice value card for sure. Probably good enough here. I don't know if it's in.
Timeless Dragon? It's not. It's a pretty good card.
I'm kind of on the Cooper train of like, you know.
Looks like this is not the
half
bracket
decent
yet.
white card, that means it's a great card on this cubes. Or just any vintage cube. So. Really don't listen to me on the white cards, though I do think that the dragon is a much more realistic option than the hammer. The hammer is, I think, a little too cute.
Yeah. So, like, the other things you could do, like Hammer and Nazon, the commander card.
Oh yeah.
So I played this janky Hammer Time deck in Legacy, really before, like, when it was still a meme deck in Modern, and MX2 hadn't been printed. Mainly because I wanted to cast the Seal, which is cool. It's kind of what I like to do. And you seal it.
Stream is really quiet, isn't it?
The baseball bat from the Walking Dead secret lair. And so I have a screenshot somewhere of my Ornithopter holding the seal and causing my opponent to sacrifice choose their demons. That was sick. But nonetheless, in this deck I was trying to find other ways to make Stoneforge better, and it's like all your hadn't been printed yet. So one of the things I did was add Hammer and Azal.
I would have loved Stoneforge and Kaldra in this deck. Just have more pressure. As it is, we are really trying to control the game and win. Like, eventually.
Also considered struggle, right?
Now the hammer is super good.
Which hammer are they talking about?
The main part of the card I remember. I don't know if Jabro is still in the chat, but back in the artifact cube, Jabro, or the one that was on Magic Online, Jabro got a ton of trophies, or at least really, indicated the success of the Boros equipment deck. I'll put the command in the chat, Chris. And
Hammer of Nazan?
times myself, it was just insane. This is how it's spelled. There we go.
Yeah, that's the card, but we all know the real hammer.
Hammer of Bogardan.
Losses.
Nice.
Hammer of Bogardan. Well, maybe I'm still like this. I know Devin's here for the Hammer of Bogardan. There was no cooler card. It was barrage kind of things.
A volcanic hammer casters in chat.
Yes, Volcanic Hammer.
Very close to favorite card of all time. Combat Calligrapher. I don't even know what that is. It sounds like it was printed in a Strixhaven Commander product.
That's exactly. Combat Calligrapher is good.
Okay, so it's just, it does like an Adeline impression kind of thing, sort of. A calligrapher.
Yeah, it's like whenever you attack your opponent, whenever any player attacks your opponent,
Is this the ideal deck for attack enforcement? Is that the careful?
it's the
No. Is that in the cube? I can't, my video quality is shot, so I'm just gonna...
It is in this. It's in this. It's in this building.
Okay. I see something above the force of will, but I can't tell what it is.
It's kind of.
Gotcha, that makes sense.
Almost everything in your cards in the areas.
And we still gotta wait until everyone has the cards and then we have a bracket.
Mono Black Hedron Crab reminds me of
Mono Black Hedron Crab, that deck is so sick.
Star.
Not sure if Patrick's gonna play Hedron Crab, but the deck is sick
If
either
that
way.
card costs 1 mana, it would probably win. But cost 2 is a tall ass for
I love that card so much.
it's
Alvar. Yeah, I don't know. We're probably not allowed to. Are we allowed to give advice? Probably not.
Whether or not to play Alvar?
I was just gonna talk about my experience casting it in a different format. I think that's probably okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just again in the artifact queue, I just found that a lot of the time it was a 4/4, and there's a bunch of ability text on it that like really does not matter at all. And there are like rare occasions where the backside matters, like if you have like, Danatha or something, but that's not crazy. So probably just a 4/4.
Is that better? Change some audio settings around. Alright.
Just a little lower now.
Mainly I just turned the mute down. So they'll have to adjust their volume windows. I suppose I
don't
could
know why
stop
we-
muttering, but that's tough.
I'm also always a fan wacky if you know.
I think this
after
card's good.
Last Sunday, you want to maximize your chances for the trophy. You can maybe start it in the sideboard, and then if you pick up a loss on the way, then I don't know. I personally become a little more willing to go for some science after a loss. I think.
Alright, bracket win.
Yeah, very true.
That's
Cooper.
yeah. Being able to tutor off Stone Forge would make a massive difference.
It's also what is the deal with things?
Oh, Wiki has built the Stoneforge deck. Should have just hate picked Kaldra. And we can beat a Kaldra, right? Can we? I mean, we can bounce the token. Can't destroy it with Banishing Slash. Can in too deep it. Ah! Okay, where did it go?
I think there are things
I lost it.
if you were given like cards that are
Magic Online.
so one would be Goblin Bombardment or Yawgmoth. So you can
Council's Judgmented,
have
Cryptic
some
Command, and we have some
play.
answers.
You can describe it as win more, but there are many situations where winning more is very necessary. So, like having Fury in play, equipping the sort of the world or whatever it's called, on the Fury, sacking it to Goblin Bombardment, hitting something, getting the Fury back, recasting the Fury. This sounds outlandish, but I think these situations happen quite a bit actually.
Oh, true. Yeah, Wreck is a good point. And yeah, casting with Loris, sure. Is Loris still in here?
There's
So I can see. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't describe what like the combo or interaction as win more necessarily. Just I don't know. Expensive is what comes to mind for me. Just lots of mana.
Yeah, it is a lot of mana for sure. That is a situation in which Pierce Tail would help, but right, this 50 plus for free.
Yeah, that's true. You can cast sort of from the graveyard. You can also play DFC lands like off the top with Oracle, things like that.
Yeah, Rumbling Bailout is not a bad card. A 4/4 is it blocks 3 months.
Yes, it does. We're just talking about a certain 3/1. I don't remember the thing's name, but it's digital only card for now.
Sigardian Evangel.
That's right.
That card's nice though.
So it's all the new Squadron Hawk, perhaps, or
No, it has multi-kicker, right? And so then you can pick it multiple times, and as was pointed out in the Discord, because it costs 2 mana, you can replay it off of Luris. It's silly,
right.
right?
Yeah.
Did we lose someone? Just missing. Wacky? Hey, Wacky, you there? It looks like you no longer have the browser open for MTGA draft, so I don't have you in the bracket. Can you log back in? There we go. Much better. Alright, it's just a moment and we'll get started. I think everyone has their cards at this point.
Random question, by the way, going off the Luris. How many companions do you run in this cube?
Just Luris. I had Yorian for a while. And, I don't know. It's just not that great of a card in its own right.
I don't know, probably not. I think probably run Yorion without companioning it if you really want for the support Blue Omen and that kind of thing, but
Ooh, we fight Wacky, Boros, Aggro. That's probably the harder matchup. We're gonna get run over. I mean, Wrath of God's gonna do work, but
well, that's maybe an example of a card that's without having to be a
let's see what we can do against that.
can't mono red.
Wall of Omens is gonna be the MVP and the other thing.
Is that
Honestly,
it's like a power
this card would be better if the first 2 modes were swapped.
But the killer cards are 1 and 3 mana. And so you could easily have like the
I guess we have to get to Elishnor and then we are good.
and have a really powerful.
But we only have 1 piece of acceleration.
Like Dark Confidant or something like that. But you could play Lightning Bolt in Fable, and the problem is you can't play Chandra. But you can still play Glorybringer. It'd be an interesting deck building challenge actually. And Obosh kills people real dead and real fast.
That's true. Back to the
Alright,
Halvar.
let's go.
I guess because
Let's see what we can do against an aggro deck with this. We gotta stabilize somehow and then play Elishnor and win the game. I'll take away the hand, but the whole hand disruption Narset thing isn't that good if they play all their cards until turn 4. If you know what I mean. Do you guys like feet? Good song. Hands. Oh wait, is the match started? Where is it? Okay, there we go. Alrighty, finally. Round 1 versus Captain Wacky on the draw. We're gonna get wrecked. Hands, feet. Who doesn't love pants and feet? Yay! I'm so good at drawing one-landers. It would even be good with a second land, but I'm not gonna risk that. Okay then, you see. As I said, if we cast El Schnorn, we are probably good, but seems kinda hard. Anyway, good luck and have fun to you, Wacky. Keeping 7 on the play. I said in the chat, go easy on me, and Wacky said I was gonna say that to you. Oh god. We're gonna get aggroed from turn 1. This is gonna be so hard. We have to bluff counter magic until the end of days with the stack. I took opponent's mesa. They said in the chat. Yup, I did. Hands, feet. Yes, 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 take for 2. Wait, no play, there's flash stuff, right? Like, you gotta have something. Okay, interesting. Get my Forest Plains Island out. And chart some courses. Okay, that's good stuff. That's actually a hard discard. I need my land drops, I need my removal, but I also kinda need my finisher. Let's discard the thing that gives our opponent a thing when we play it. And what is Wacky doing? Is there some flash creature here? They don't have any. Wow, okay. Only 3 drops in hand. Could be even scarier for us, but maybe... Nah, that's good for us. It's gotta be. I bet when we play El Schnorn, they're gonna sell us conscripts and kill us. Steal it, pump their team. Elite Spellbinder. Well done. That card's really good against, or generally, I think. Slowing the opponent down, having 3 flying power on the battlefield, and seeing their hand. Those are all very good things to do. Alright, the judgment is delayed. I guess that is fine. Like, we can still play that for 5 eventually. I'm sad I didn't take Swords to Plowshares. That when I saw that card, I didn't know I was gonna play white yet. Pondor Dane. I guess this works. Take the counterspell. Yeah, these are all playable. Or we slam the Seachrome Coast this turn and have Condemn up. And then next turn if lose. Well, no, I think we draw the loose focus. Play the Seachrome Coast later. Play it next turn maybe. Well, this is still doable at least. Goblin Rebel Master. Yeah, we're gonna counter that and take 5. Replicate. You gotta go 0, right? We take 5 damage, draw a tap land, go Condemn into Council's Judgment and Unexpectedly Absent. And then we're almost at Elish Noan territory. But we're at 10. Oh, they have Wasteland, that's so bad for us. Oh, now it comes untapped though. I was like, what? Oh yeah. You activated my trap card, opponent! We're probably losing this game. Well, we have three pieces of removal incoming, that's something. Oh no, opponent's up to 20 again. We haven't made any progress. Barbed Spike. It's pretty good. That Wasteland was pretty brutal. Our deck needed some soul rings or something. Anyway, we need top decks. The top of the library is unknown. Okay. Well, if they get Caldra complete, we can exile the Stoneforge if we want to. School Clump. Oh my god. Okay. Sure. We gotta use this. We can't go to 4. Do we want him to redraw this? I mean, they're gonna draw it anyway, because they can Skull Clamp something. We need to top deck some action. We could have removed the Thopter, but then they just re-equipped this and we only took 1 power off the board. The rare Skull Clamp beats down. That Wasteland actually was so painful, now we can't Elish Noan next turn. This is their only play. We need to top deck some interaction. Exile the Stoneforge because it's equipped and they could have Caldra complete in hand. Alright, let's top deck Mox Chat and win the game that way. We're down to 6, dropping to 4. They can draw cards. If the top card is Mox Chat, we have a chance. Or what else? I guess Wandering Emperor, Time Spiral maybe. Wait, what happened? Galvanic Blast, oh sure. Yeah. Top card was Torrential Gearhulk. That could actually, yeah, wow, that would have probably stabilized us. Depending what else they have, but... yeah, hard matchup. Won't be mad if I lose this. I guess this card can be good against their deck, maybe. Artifacts and creatures undertapped. Well, I don't know. Probably way too slow. Could take out some of the shenanigans, but the question is, what would you even play? I think Pestomite is good, just block something and slow them down. Lightning X could work, but we only have 2 red sources. I don't like it. Donkey Kong. Also we mulliganed and had a kind of slow draw, so I think the matchup's doable but hard. I think we don't want Time Spiral. Or is Echo worse? Echo could, in theory, set up a fast Narset combo with Charter Course. Yeah, I think this is fine. We have lots of answers to aggro, but this game we were just kind of... I think we were on the verge of turning the corner though. If they didn't have 4 damage to the face. We have Gearhulk into like Flashback Condemn. Let's see if the Showdown stream is watching us. No, they're watching Patrick versus Nino. Ugin and Elder Gargaroth versus a Smuggler's Copter. Furiously sideboarding over there. Or going to the bathroom. Doesn't have much of a sideboard though. Maybe the Elspeth. I would have played that card. Such a nice stabilizer. Right. Where is my match? We are heading into game 2 on the play now. This is so slow. I don't think I can keep this. Wow, like how do you only draw 4+ drops? I guess there's a few. But yeah, we have to... do we mulligan this or keep it on the base of having some lanes? Alrighty, that's good. That is a hand. I think we put the chase to the bottom. Because it's hard to cast and also doesn't do much. Could have sideboarded the chase out, honestly. Right, we're both down to 6. We have a turn 1 remand. Which I'm gonna use. We need to draw into more land drops and action anyway. I honestly think the Wasteland won that earlier game, because without it they have no more creatures, because we cast Elishnor on the turn we died. Turn 1 remand's kinda cool, but also doesn't do a lot. Okay. Where's my Birth of Melatis? Just to make a samurai with this. And also find another land drop towards Elishnorn. Ragavan dashed. I guess we get to use our Condemn too. Maybe they don't have a land drop and we're hoping to get some treasures off of this. That would be kinda sick. Captain Wacky returns no cards to their owner's hand. Opponent sad faces in the chat. It's possible they're gonna be mana screwed now. Nope, okay. Nice white border basics. Man's got style. Oh no. We're never casting Elder Schnorren against Wacky. So sad. Where's my Birth of Melodies? Come on. These draws have not been amazing. Oh my god. Okay then. We are at the mercy of the top of the deck. The deck doesn't have enough card draw probably. We didn't get the Factor Fiction or the memory. I was gonna say Toxic Deluge, but I meant Memory Deluge. Opponent knows our hand. I think we still just use the slash. Buy us enough time, or as much time as we can. Wait, what? Oh, that's a sorcery. I thought it was an instant. Ah, then we are not doing that. Passing? Maybe they have only land. I think we cast that, as crazy as that sounds. We draw 6 and they draw only 3. Maybe Galvanic Blast our face. Oh, they have probably the Restoration Angel. We still have to cast this because we got nothing going on. And we're at 17 still. They probably have Restoration Angel. Can't believe they have nothing. Okay, wow. Maybe they have it now. Oh, okay. Those are some cards. The Banishing Slash is back. Okay. Not even an instant speed card. Resto would be kinda sick with the Spellbinder. Okay, this is our game to win. Turn 5 and we're still at 14 life. Wacky's draw was probably really wacky. Goblin Rebel Man. Post combat? Opponent says oops. Yeah, they always play your stuff post combat. Okay, those two abilities are not related at all. It's a 3/2 that exiles a card from a graveyard, and when you have Coven, you can give it hexproof from a color and it can't be blocked by creatures of that color. Basically, protection, but not quite. There's a lot of words to spell protection. There's my Narset now. Okay. I can play Gearhulk and kill 2 things. And then, if they keep the tapped creature, which they won't, I could Banishing Slash. I can Ponder first. What did they exile? The Echo of Eons, okay. Okay, those are acceptable, I think. Slowly getting towards those 9 mana now. And this is kind of a bomb in this situation. It doesn't kill lands, it's not an actual cataclysm. Choose from among non-land creatures and artifact creature. Yes. They lose 2 creatures here, this is kinda sick. We get a 4/5. Wow, they kept the Spellbinder. I should have kept up Banishing Slash then. Well, whatever. We pondered. Wait, we don't have 4 white sources anyway, so that wasn't the play. We could have made. Only loses Rebelman and Sun Gold Sentinel. Rebel Man. Professional Facebreaker. Whenever one or more creatures you control the common damage to a player, create a treasure token. Sacrifice treasure, exile the top card. You may play that card this turn. Insane. And it survives Elshnorn. It's unfair. Did I put the tap land next? No, it's a normal land, right? So we can go land drop, cast Elish. How crazy is it that we had fewer cards in hand than the opponent on like turn 6 or something? Those are some cards. Wow. If we kill this, it doesn't do much, right? I mean, they don't get the counters, but we don't care too much about those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8 mana. I guess we cast... Opponent says Dame. We can cast Pestomite. Council's Judgment and Banishing Slasher Sorcery, so I guess we start with one of these. Opponent can cast some 2-drops next turn. I think we play this and keep our Pestomite plus Unexpectedly Absent. We can't block both of these. I guess we kill the one with more power. And now we do something that is actually crazy. We attack. Maybe this was the wrong choice because Elishnorn kills this, but not the other thing. Or it doesn't kill this, but does kill the other thing. Well, they're gonna get some counters on it anyway, so we're gonna probably do some absent stuff. Should we have tapped the land? Probably, that doesn't really matter. They can play that. Didn't see the stack here. So much stuff going on. Let's put that here. Opponent plays a mountain from hand. No, this is gone. Do they need 5 black sources? The lightning cracks the sky, everybody. Selfless Spirit. Put a counter on the thing. Okay. Sure. Question is all of that gonna beat our Elishnorn? What are they tutoring here? Lost within my own mind, day after day, this misery must... Okay, Kaldra they can actually cast, which is kind of scary. Goro. I guess we might have to keep the Absent now for Kaldra. Okay, this gives all creatures haste, that's pretty sick. Maybe should have tapped the land or something, but... Let's see what they do. I think we tap down the Facebreaker. We're gonna draw land, so... Actually, Kaldra as a 3-3 isn't that scary with our things out, right? We tap that and actually have good blocks here. Question is if they have a removal spell for Elishnorn, I guess. I think they should split these counters a bit more. We use the Absent. We need it to beat Kaldra if they remove our Elishnorn, I guess. But we have Narset to find something else. And this 5/6 is a problem, because it has Menace. Let's put it on top, remove the counters. Because we gotta live and untap after the turn we cast the Elishnorn. So to play the wrong land here. This has gotta be the correct play. This kills everything on the opponent's side. They have Kaldra in hand and 4 or 3 other unknown cards. Is there any Path to Exile, or there is Swords to Plowshares which they could have? But that's kind of it. They need that. I guess we hit for 10. Do we need the Pestamite as a blocker? I don't think so. We go to 7. Which means we don't have lethal if they can remove Elish. You need something else than Kaldra, is the point. If they play Kaldra, they need Plains plus Swords to Plowshares, then we're back in trouble. These games are tight. Obviously, for now we are in a good position, but... if they just slam Kaldra complete, we win, right? Ooh, Sellers, I told you they're gonna steal Elishnorn. I knew it was gonna happen, I said that earlier. Yeah. And we haven't drawn our Force of Will yet. Can they kill us? If they attack, we gotta block because they have... how much damage is this? 9? Yeah, they have Galvanic Blast and stuff. This was a good play, but you need something else. Some way to get rid of Elishnorn. Okay. It's gonna be hard to crew if we just Vanishing Slash that. Alright, let's see what Narset has for us. Sadly, this got exiled. We can't take away the opponent's hand. Well, we could with Time Spiral. Wrath of a God. Actually don't need that at this point in time. We kill that and attack. Does that go wrong? Well, if they have a creature to crew this, which would need to be a 4-power creature, it's still only a 2/2. So we kill that. Alright. They again need something really good. 4 cards in hand. 3 life to 7. I'm scared. But if we beat this, we beat a lot of value of Showdown. Okay, nice. Whew. This is rough for my heart. Well, we brought it out the Time Spiral. Do we want the Hour of Revelation? Maybe instead of the Chase, he doesn't seem very good in the matchup. This is a good way to come back, even though it's probably gonna cost 6. But as these games played out, we always did have the 6 mana. Doesn't kill Kaldra complete, but we got other answers to that, I guess. We just need to get rid of the token with like unexpectedly absent or cryptic command. Alright, good hand. We did have a good hand this game, the Mox hand. Let's do that again, please. Okay. Not the best hand ever, but probably a keep. We can't even cast anything, really. Still, I think we have to keep this and hope to draw some stuff. I don't know. Okay, no. 1 drop. This is stuff. This counts as stuff to me. Okay. Selfless Spirit. I could echo, but I don't think we do that yet. I'm gonna keep the fetch land around in case we have a ponder and wanna clear the top. Now we gotta just find one of our board sweepers to really take control of the game. I guess we remand anything. Do we slash the spirit? We have more removal, so I think yes. We just need to buy as much time as possible, right? Play our stuff so we can echo at some point. Rasputin, keep it real. No! So much graveyard hate in this. Sure. I didn't want that anyway. Oh man. Yeah, we gotta get rid of that. As we can just fetch planes with Arid Mesa. Or we fetch a Triome here. Probably the better choice. They're gonna remove all our whole graveyard and then Gearhulk's looking sketchy. Well, we can still Gearhulk a Condemn later on. Okay, they exile their own thing. Maybe they keep the remand in our graveyard. Gearhulk's a good way to provide a roadblock for the Boros deck. Oh my god, it's got flying though. Thopter action. It was my Cataclysmic or Wrath. They are not attacking. Did they see the condemn? Or do they just not want to get the thing condemned? Either way. Alright, we got Gearhulk into Battlesphere, I guess. But they can now exile the stuff we want to flashback. So that was well played. We could have just Council's Judgmented the thing, but that is also an answer to other more problematic permanents. 2 cards in hand. Oh my god, that's pretty good. Georg only flashes back instant, so there was not anything we could have done on our turn. Need to draw a board wipe, I guess. I guess we play this just as a 5-6. Huh. Oh, we use Condemn now. They get a lot of treasures, which they can use to cast more things, which is scary. I think we use the Condemn. Hard choice. We can play a 5-6. They could have a removal spell for it. One more mana would be really good here. I don't like where this is going. We only take 4, but they get 3 treasures which they can use to cast more stuff. We need one of our 3 board wipe cards. I mean, we got Geralt Condemn next turn, which is something, but they have evasive threats. Wait, when 1 or more creatures, okay. At least it doesn't trigger for every creature that deals damage. So they got 1 treasure. Hoo-hoo. Yes, please. My Mox is gonna go, but yes, please. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Revelation. That was, if I say so myself, an above par top deck. Top kick. Land, what's the last card? Caldra complete. Well, we have an answer for that. Looking good, guys and girls, and whoever may be watching. I think we just Council's Judgment, so that they can't go like... Oh, that has haste to go to 7. They can't go like Unlicensed Hearse, remove our Condemn, and we're in trouble again. Even though this blocks it anyway. But I kinda don't want to take any chances. Is there anything that makes the Geralt play really bad? If they have swords, we still condemn the thing. If they have Unlicensed Hearse, did we see that this game? No. They exile the Condemn, but we still have a 5-6 to block the 5-5. They only draw 1 card. If they have Resto, it doesn't do anything. Seller's Conscripts. I think we Geralt. It's a bit scary, but they only get 1 draw. And it is the Spellbinder. Ooh, that's really good actually. So we have to play... Wait, we could have remanded it. Yeah, I didn't reconsider, but we are gonna play it now, otherwise we are in trouble. We can still... Actually, it's pretty annoying because it's a flyer. Remanding wouldn't have done much. We would have gotten to draw a card and they replay the thing. The flying threat is actually a problem now. We could Council's Judgment dead. I think they should have clicked Battlesphere, because we can just cast that, but not that. Because this blocks that pretty well. Wait, no, this exiles the thing, right? Okay, well, okay, that's a problem. Opponent drew a really good card against my plan. Now we are up against a 3-1 flyer with our 7 life. Ooh, okay, now that's really good. the top decks keep happening from both sides. So we exile the card draw, right? Exile each permanent, and then the token also goes away. Alright, no top deck that wins you this, please. Elision on Mere Battlesphere is a pretty quick way to win the game, thankfully. We win in like 3 more untap steps. What's the draw? I'm scared. They could have Resto, but that only deals us 1 damage if they don't have a removal for this. Mana Tithe? Okay. What's the opponent's top deck? Maybe just a land? I guess we don't have 6 because we could have Force of Will, blue card in hand. But if they have something, okay. Opponent might just be flooding out over there, which is sad to see. Do we play Battlesphere or do we play it safe with these? I think we play it safe. Like I'm at 4. Galvanic Blast thankfully doesn't kill me. Then again, Battlesphere would win us the game next turn, most likely. But they don't have a lot of burn in the deck. There's Galvanic Blast. And that's it. They didn't find any lightning bolts, which is really good for us. Okay, looks like they're passing. Vigilante threats are really good against aggro. Alright, is there any way we still lose this game? Like they would need a removal for this plus some flying threats to kill us. 3 cards in hand. Stoneforge dies. Searches up what? Batterskull. They don't have a Batterskull, I think. They don't have any more equipments, do they? Skull Clamp and Shadow Spear, I guess. Okay, wow, we got it, nice. GG's, yo. Super tight matches here. 4 life. Both games we won, I think. Alright. I guess that deck is sort of working. We are up for the next round against Patrick. Yo, I didn't actually look at chat for a bit. What's up, Tublave and DVC? Yeah, 18 power toughness is hard to beat. Is this my morning piss because it's a stream? Speaking of, I'll be right back and then we fight against Patrick, who has the awesome black deck. Yeah, this is open deck list. Mono black, aggro kind of, with reanimation stuff. And Mind Twist. Alright, we're back. We are back. Alright, I think we are ready to go for the next round. Against Patrick. And the last 2 times we played in this, Patrick and I met in the O2 bracket. Round 3, losing 2 matches. And finally, we have defeated the curse. That is so good, and we are on the play. That is also really good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Just occurred to me that we won 2 games where we had Mox in our opening hand. Oh no, what are these draws? We have to go to 5. We can't keep this. Okay. Maybe they let us discard Echo of Eon somehow. I think we just keep Force and Echo, not the Beast. Maybe we can find Charter Course. Actually, no, we want to keep Banishing Slash. Force isn't great if you're already mulliganing. Charter Course from the top and then refill the hand would be kinda sick. It also messes with the opponent's graveyard, which is good. Okay, we already played against the Wasteland, so we can safely play this. No Charter Course, sadly. Deck doesn't have much to discard things. The Ghoul Crawler has been beaten up by this card quite a bit. Okay, that's nice. That is nice. Maybe we just get to Echo turn 6 and they still have a lot of cards or something. Hey EVC, can you put that one song up again with the I Can Walk? Oh, they play. There's so much graveyard hate in this. Anytime I play some flashback stuff, it's like people have graveyard hate cards. Okay, they draw a card, that's a good idea. I've had that I Can Walk song stuck in my head for quite a bit. Alright, we got nothing. But one more land drop and we echo. Thanks. Ferret. Is that Pokemon called Ferret? What a name. Do they have some ninjas? There's a black ninja in this, right? Okay, they don't have it though. Like if they have a ninja, I'd rather them bounce this than that. Was my logic blocking here. Streamer uses the brain. I mean, we can Vanishing Slash that, but that doesn't do much. Interesting, they don't attack with this. Do they expect my Vanishing Slash? They do see my deck list, so... Oh no. Well, we can Echo. Don't keep Echo. No! Go, dude! That is... Why? Okay, we got it. Let's try land off of this. Nice. That was good. We slam that before they have more graveyard hit. And they still have 5 cards in hand. I guess we didn't find anything, but we have some answers. Well, that was a way to undo a mind twist, I guess. How? Why do you have to just keep the one card in hand that I wanna discard? What are the chances? They're 1 in 4, but like, what are the chances? Kanzil's Judgment is in the graveyard. Now I can have 6, then I don't have force. We need more top decks, which is kinda sad after drawing 7 cards. They didn't have a creature or enchantment card in the graveyard. We're still at 14. Charter Course is back. Can I attack with my Wall of Omens, please? Well, we have lands to discard anyway. Wow, now I can't... No, I have a land drop, right? So I can't limit Planeswalker. Okay, that's good. Alright. Flash Planeswalker is kinda cool because they're gonna not attack the Planeswalker and you can flash it in. Wandering. Do I make a thing or do I just kill a creature? Tragic Slip, March of Wretched Sorrow is in the graveyard. Murderer's Cut. Do that because then we can do it again. Alright, can I block? Okay, nice. We block here and here. What does this do? You gain X life and Scrag, so X is now... Opponent's playing Zombie Tribal. Oh, they only have 1 upkeep though, or I mean phase. This song is so good. I can walk. I can also walk. Which is kinda sick, is it not? Grave Titan. Okay, that's scary. That is scary. It's gonna be a clue, but... Sadly we didn't have the 1 mana to counter that and I really kinda wanted to play this. Maybe it was wrong. I can walk.
They can walk.
Yeah, we have to into deep this. Do we cycle the land? I think yes. Okay. Does the opponent know about lose focus? I think they do. Maybe we should have played the Sand Step so they can't play the Grave Titan. Dude, should the Hour of Revelation be in the main deck? Probably yes. But then again... I don't know. Alright, we are... wait. Oh, you gain X life and Scryax. I thought this was a drain effect. Opponent puts 3 cards on the bottom. What a value, Scry. We are still in trouble here. One card was scryed to the top. Any attacks? Everything at the Emperor. We trade with a zombie, I guess. Which attacks face? This one. These all go at the Planeswalker. There's a part 2. Alright, let's just draw Illusionor now, best card. We're still at a healthy 14, but they have 5 cards in the clue. What's in your hand, opponent? You know I have loose focus, I'm pretty sure. You saw it off of the Thought Seas. Come on, Elishnon from the top of the library. Prairie or Battlesphere. What else do I wanna see? All the cards I always have in my opening hand. I've never seen Cryptic Command or Wrath of God. Hogaak would be good. Time Spiral. Undead Butler. I guess they have Reanimate in hand and are hoping to mill. If you have Reanimate, the Grave Titan is gonna be, you know... What is this? Is there a Convoke card? Oh, Hogaak. Okay, that's a problem, we can't counter this. Yeah, making them pay 2 doesn't do anything. Opponent's deck is awesome. Like, it's kind of aggressive and then you have tons of late game. I guess we want as much blue mana available as possible. What is happening? Did I click cancel? Oh, the done is on the other side. We're still facing down an 8-8. Is there an enchantment there somewhere? No. You may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So much value in this deck. I love it. Right, we need an answer to this Hogaak, and Khansit's Judgment is gone. We need Condemn. Like, that's a lot of damage.
They can walk.
We need Condemn or... Finishing Slash is in the library. His Wrath would work. Elish Norn kind of. Battlesphere would do some stuff. Oh, okay, now they can get the Grave Titan. I guess it's random, so we don't counter this. We can't anyway. Okay, nice. This time we got lucky, we got the 50-50. Hogaak Dinera. Hell yeah. I'm actually Hogaaking myself a little bit here. We need to draw something. And they still have that Grave Titan in hand. Time Spiral would have been sick earlier to remove the graveyard. Altar of Dementia. Oh my god. They can mill somebody for 8. I think that just resolves. But it's a scary thing to see. Without other creatures, it's not really a combo with Hogaak. Birth of Meletis, huh? Yeah, we're pretty dead. We can block and go to 2. Yo, last planes though. Could keep it in hand for random discard effects, but there's not much, I think. Besides the Mind Twister, they already cast twice. No Liliana or Kolagan's Command or stuff like that.
They can walk.
51, I can walk. I can walk. Alright, we have, I guess, one more draw step. But now our creature is gone, so Elish Norn doesn't quite help us. I mean, we attacked them for 4, which is kinda something. We need our Wrath, I guess. Need to resolve this and draw something sick. I really love what Patrick has built here.
They can walk.
I cannot overstate that enough. Recurring Nightmare. I guess, because that would get back the... that would get back the Grave Titan anyway if we counter that. I don't know why I replicated, I just didn't want to change the thing. It is 1 per default. And we get a wall. Which means Elish no one still kinda does it, right? Chase. Can cast that but have no more blue mana up. So we need to hit Wrath of God. Come on. Unexpectedly absent, you say. So we are not dead, you say. Okay. Interesting. And then we can gain 2 life. At this point, our opponent might just be able to mill us out, though. Like, we cast this, but they just sacrifice it in response, mill us for it, recast it, mill us for it again. Let's see if they find it. Find that line. But I mean, why wouldn't you? Wait, but the creatures are tapped, so you can't convoke this turn. Let's just draw Time Spiral and then go off a bit. Time Spiral is in the graveyard. So is Elish no, and so is Wrath of God. Oh no. Wait. If that was... if that was at more loyalty, we could maybe win the game. At least the mill plane doesn't work while this is out, but... Is there any card still left in the deck that we can find? With 6 cards, 2 chase activations would win us the game, but we don't have the time for that. Oh wait, they just... Come on, mill me. What's the draw? Arid Mesa. Gain 2 life. This music is so fitting right now. What's left in the deck? Nothing. Cryptic Command, Force of Will, Narset, Remand. So if we draw the Cryptic and mill for 2, we still don't get to 0. Okay. Ah, close one. Remand. We're very close to the chase win. But we're dead on terms of life total. Kind of close game. I guess we won the hour again. The draw 7s are incidental graveyard hate, that's good. And this chase is kinda destroying the opponent's Altar of Dementia mill win condition. Maybe it's good in this matchup, but what do I even take out? The walls are okay. Maybe we don't want the hour. No, that's gotta be good. Maybe the Battle Sphere. We don't need another win condition. I don't know. Yo, Freezy. And Fisherman had Wrath of God. They can't mill you out with chase. Yeah, they really can't. But it wasn't necessary. No blue mana, no blue spells, I'm gonna have to mulligan this. Okay, this is turn 3 Echo of Eons, I guess. Maybe. How's it going, Freezy? I haven't seen you in chat in a while. We're just doing some vintage cubining. The old lose game 1, try to come back every time. Cryptic Remand here. I think we just chart. I mean, Remand is also kind of sort of a time walk here. If they don't play anything though. Do we wanna do the Kofions next turn? Most likely yes. Okay, let's just try the cross. Where's my Narset though, so I can do the full combo? Dark Confidant. That's kinda sick. Wish I remanded that, but I mean, it doesn't really do that much, it just comes back a turn later. Grinding Rocket League, nice. I've never played that, but I guess it's kind of a tech skill game. Like Melee? Grief? Sure. Opponent knows we're gonna take their hand away, so they might as well do this. Get it in the graveyard while it shuffles back in. This doesn't really do much. If we use Echo of Eons, both players lose their hand anyway in the graveyard. We could wait though, because taking away their graveyard has value later too. Apple software update? No thanks. I do not wish to update my iTunes, not now, not ever. 3 cards in both players' hands. They have Confidant out. Confidant. We do the thing or do we wait? I think we wait actually. Like they're drawing extra cards, which means if we Timmoret calls the dead, enter the revealed card zone. We just want to remand something and maybe then do the echo. Maybe get rid of Confidant first. Like with this card. Put that on top, they draw it again, but no, this shuffles. Alright, yeah, this is gonna be the play. We draw more off of this, but they have the first turn. Oh, we have the force now though. First time sort of we're seeing that. And we have Time Spiral. Plus something for board presence. This game's feeling good. Anything scary we can force. Anything not scary we don't care about. If we find Narset, we can do the thing. Yawgmoth. Do we care about that? It's kinda good. Whatever, I'm gonna let it resolve. Blue player problems. Alright, let's pass with Emperor plus lose focus up or remand. Like, this doesn't do much if they don't have any other creatures out. And we have counter magic for the rest. I wanna like counter like a Grave Titan or some shit. If they attack, we Emperor it. What do we do about this? Could lose focus and then slam a force if they have some insane follow-up. Replicating one is enough. No, we don't play the Emperor, but that's fine. Same targets, please. You could counter your own counter with lose focus. That's fun. Or just remand another follow-up play. Graveyard Trespasser. Yeah, I'm gonna use my remand. This deck's hella annoying to play against. If they attack, we can kill it with the Emperor on our turn. Which I think is the play. Do we need these? We could shuffle this. We kinda wanna see Narset. Oh, that's kinda good. Playing Plains bluffs unexpectedly absent. Grave Titan. I really want to counter this. I mean, we have Cataclysmic. And Torrential, but no removal in the graveyard. But which card do I exile? Maybe we don't need the Time Spiral this game. It's kind of sad to see it go, but like, we have two good plays now in hand still and the Planeswalker out. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, so we can do this and still have Torrential up. Oh, those are some cards. Torrential Flashback Force is kind of an awesome play. Why do we always get stuck in opponent's draw step? Usually I press twice, but I guess they have their own stop and then I stumble. Timoret calls the dead. I care about this. Let's just counter it. They could have some 4-drop to follow this up. Bounty, Grief, Yawgmoth. We could remand it. No, let's just play the Force. Now we have two things and they could play 1 4-drop, but that's probably nothing too scary. Oh, the Recurring Nightmare. With Grave Titan in the graveyard though. Oh, nice. Just draw well, you know. Alright. This is looking pretty okay. Force is gone, so I can have 6. I don't have a 1 mana thing. Theomancer. Okay, all of that gets wrecked by Elishnorn, kind of. This thing has a ward. Everything has a ward these days. So this is a 1/1 if I play Elish. Stones. Now we just kill them. Like, they have 1 card. They go to 1. Is there any way to win immediately? Probably not. A fine turn sequence. 2Blade says it the best. Once again we are heading to game 3 against Patrick's really cool deck. And I really have to use the bathroom. Be right back, guys. I'm back. Alright, this went well, but I have a feeling we got kinda lucky. Like the draws were fine. I think the configuration's okay. But you know, you gotta get at least some amount of lucky in the card game. Maybe dress down over chart in this matchup, seem like card advantage, and they have few ETBs. No, chart of course is sick with Echo of Eons. It's our only discard outlet. This is really slow, I'm gonna mulligan it. Could keep it on the base of having mana. Conscious Judgment, a scary play. Alright, we need to top deck, but we kinda always do. Dress down could be a card, but not instead of... Yo! Oh no. Oh my god. Not instead of Charter Course, I think. I am very, very scared. Maybe they have only lands in hand, you know, it's always possible. Sure. Our deck has comeback potential, but we're falling behind way too quickly this game with the Soul Ring and everything. One exiled card the opponent can play. Hey, that's the comeback potential, but like, we're not doing anything forever. We have Conscious Judgment into Cryptic Command for whatever that's worth. It's not the end of days, but they have maybe a Grave Titan next turn. Dude, how clean is it to just play mono black in Vintage Cube? You almost never see that. Is Patrick the only black player or something? Looks like it. Geeky has green black, okay. 2 black players. One in Scott, Undead Butler. That's actually not that scary, but they probably got something else too. I mean, we have a fine curve lined up in our hand, but like, are we gonna just die before that happens? Okay, that doesn't do a lot, but they get Jadar. That was basically wait, what? Okay, that thing exiles or something. Okay, sure. Okay, well, I mean, scarier stuff has happened in the game of Magic, the MTG. I guess we keep the counter spell up. This is 5 damage coming through. Like, I wanna counter, say, a Grave Titan. It's a decent deck too. Yeah, it's sick. I can't praise this enough. Patrick has built something amazing there. They have 3 cards. We sorta have to beat the board. Where's my Wrath of God? I never see my Wrath of God. Showdown staying behind is good for us this time. We don't have to condemn. I feel like we drew all of our expensive cards. Not really, but like many. There's a lot. I think I have a tendency to play too many expensive cards in general. Fireman plus Swamp Mild. Opponent has a 6 setup if they have Recurring Nightmare. They have 2 cards. We can counter something here, except if they leave up 4 mana. Right, Grave Titan, Mind Twist, wow. That would be crazy good if we didn't have this. I actually don't need to replicate. Right, they don't have any mana. Well, away with the one smaller than 2 theorem, it's getting better in post-war Magic 2. Can you be more specific? I don't really know what that means. Okay. I guess we can go Cryptic into Gearhulk. We're talking about putting too many expensive cards in your deck. What's the 1-2 theorem? 1 is worse than 2, which means expensive cards are good or something. I'm a bit at a loss here. Alright, play your thing first main phase, please. No. We take another 5 or 4. I guess now they slam all, right? No. Not playing into Condemn, I see. I wonder what they took from our deck. One is smaller than 2, it's a tautology, just a funny way to remind us I have to always draft cheap spells. Wouldn't it then be one is better than 2 or something? Smuggler's Copter and Swamp Wield. Opponents milling all of their lands, which is sick with the Sol Ring. God dang. Counter draw, right? Can bounce something, but that doesn't do a lot. Oh, yeah, I have to actually add blue mana. Okay, if I find my Mox, I can play Elish Norn soon. Well, Mox plus land, I guess. That's a land. What's the last card is the question. If they have Reanimate... Wait, where did the Grave Titan go? Is it in hand? Where did it go? Oh, wait, what did I do with the Grave Titan? No, it wasn't even there. It was in the last game. Ah man, I'm getting all confused here. Alright, that's gotta be good for us. Grave Titan is in the graveyard. They could have Recurring Nightmare or Reanimate. Then we have stuff. Maybe we have plays now. It's not looking terrible. I guess opponent's deck is not as aggressive as I gave it credit for. They have some 2-drops, but even with the Sol Ring, we're still at 9. Last card is my Chase. That's kinda sick, but we can kill it. There's Hogaak, but they can't play it without another creature. This can't block, right? Alright. Banishing Slash. We can bounce Chase to our own hand. We attack player, I think so. They're not gonna block either way, I think, and this way we get some damage in. Bouncing Chase to our own hand, sick, right? With Cryptic. Could do it upkeep. I don't want them to activate it again. Could do it upkeep, and well, tapping the team doesn't do much. Could just bounce something that doesn't also not do a lot. They can bounce the things or they can't Hogaak. I guess that's the play. Bounce the zombie token because it only comes back end step. They could just have a creature to play though. But then again, Hogaak isn't that scary with what we have in hand. I have to leave for a second, but I really want to watch the finals, so I'm going to assume you win this one. Thank you. Need all the support I can get in these. I'm off of a losing streak. Oh wait, my plan isn't working because I can't bounce 2 things. I guess we bounce draw. We should have tapped upkeep, then they can't Hogaak. Yeah, bounce draw is fine because then we can find land. Hogaak isn't too scary with what we've got for now. Starting to just think what could ruin our day now. We are ahead. Wait, do they have the... No, there's no infinite mill shenanigans, right? They can mill something for 8, but they can't recast the Gak. That was a combo with Bridge from below. An infinite combo. And we still have 23 cards in library. They could have won with Chase if we didn't bounce it, I think. Still misplayed, should have upkeep, bounce, Chase, tapped their team. But next turn we can kill the altar if we want, plus kill Exile Hogaak. They have 2 cards in hand, I don't know what these are. Bitter Blossom is not the scariest thing. That's like lose a life every turn and lose a creature. Yeah, I think we got this. I think I wanna kill the altar because that's like the only way they can beat us now. And also exile, like destroy this, exile that. We have 4 white mana, so that works out. Don't have an enchantment, but... Well, we didn't find land. Probably greedy to play Wall of Omens hoping for land. Are they gonna sack Hogaak in response? Then I could... Then they can replay it, but I'm gonna exile something else then. Maybe I should Banishing Slash first. Because they're not gonna... Maybe they are. Okay. They mill me for 8. I guess that is okay. Because they don't know I have an answer to that. Wait, this is kind of an answer though. Just kill the altar, leave a Bremont now. I don't know if this was the correct play for the opponent's side. Now I don't need to play my Banishing Slash even. And this is a 2-turn clock. I have a remand. They can Hogaak again, but that doesn't really win them the game. Especially with Elishnorn coming. Also I can remand it. Then it's in the hand. This is a cool game. Lots of decisions, and I think I'm not playing terrible today. This is Hogaak cast. We can beat that, I'm pretty sure, now that the altar is gone. I think their win condition was milling. Now I'm shields down for something scary, but what, Archon of Cruelty, they can't cast that. Where did the Soul Ring go, by the way? Wait, this isn't the Soul Ring game, is it? I'm getting all confused here. The Soul Ring game was... No, was it? I'm so confused. When did they cast the Soul Ring? Was that game 2? Was it not this one? Man. Brain. Brain, what are you doing? Somebody help. That it's in the exile zone. We were... Did they play Soul Ring on the draw game too? Was that game? This can't block. Are they just dead? If they play something with toughness 2, they just died to me casting Elishnorn. And the Bitter Blossom is also draining them. Dude, what a game. 6 mana, Grave Titan. No, that's in the graveyard. March of Ratchet Sorrow. You gain life, right? So they're up to 11 again. But now I just slam Elish and they die to Bitter Blossom. Dude, this Ghoul Caller is such a cool card. I don't know, it just sticks around and does a lot of stuff. Right, Force is a very nice draw. We can slam Elish Norn and be safe from shenanigans. And now they need something good. Otherwise we go to the finals, but I don't want to jinx it, which I just did. This doesn't hit face right, otherwise it would be too good. Creature or Planeswalker. Imagine just dying to that. If it's at any target, but that would be way too good. 2 cards, land. We have Force. Yawgmoth. That resolves. It's an 0-2. Last card is... We probably win when we attack with both our creatures. Six cards in hand, and earlier I said the deck doesn't have enough card draw. Last card is... We can proliferate. Blocks. Is it Murderer's Cut? They do proliferate. Does it do anything? I don't know if there's any... Okay, they just wanted to do another game action. We go to the finals, guys, with blue-white. Actually, blue-white seems to be my thing to do. I went to the finals with it the other day, I think. That was another sick match where we lost the first one and then did the comeback. Let's see what they are saying here.
It looks like Devin Howard.
Oh.
So we might have to have a slight delay. We'll check on another match then.
Evan's like,
Finals against Heron with True Name Nemesis, Sylvan Safekeeper, Time Walk, Opposition. Opposition is scary.
GG's, Chris.
Finally beating the losing streak. Yeah, big win. Dude, can we do it though? The winners, like the first 8 winners of these do a winners draft. And I haven't won one yet. Maybe we can do it. But I just jinxed it, so we probably can't. Does the Hour go in the main deck? This deck needs the comeback potential, I think. Maybe just take out the Battle Sphere. It needs that more than a win condition, I think. Alright, I will stand up for a bit before we play the finals, get the blood flowing, be right back. I'm back. Ah, did I miss anything? No. Oh, this. Okay. That match just ended. Wacky won with Seller's Conscript against an Elder Gargaroth. Dude, we beat this deck, which is sick. Well, Wacky had some subpar draws, to put it lightly, but you gotta take it. You have to take it in the game of Magic, the MTG. Alrighty, now we create a room for our final. Against Heron, is it Tyrant? I don't think so.
I log into Devin's account. We could do the finals. Or if he has someone else do it. I mean, which is not something I can question.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
We'll see. We'll see.
personally, I probably wouldn't. If I were Devin, I would probably just say, you know, either we'll play it out a different time or
Yeah.
the winner. Let's see.
Let's just call it a game that's happening.
Okay.
Wait, what is this? They're already playing the next round?
Perfect.
It was fast.
There's a deluge.
There's already Hogaak on the battlefield, turn 4. Thankfully, that didn't happen to us.
He's kind of needing it again here.
That's what Hogaak does.
Yeah, we got kind of lucky today. Opponents didn't have the fastest draws,
Sure.
which our deck really likes. Not to say we didn't make good plays. My brain's kinda working today. A little bit. Animate that, the Void Walker.
That's a start.
Anyway, who's Heron on MTGO? Because I need to add you as a buddy.
Cutting the Hogaak.
Also, who is it on the Discord? It's Devon.
Yeah. Could be any other way to do that.
Opponent has a power outage or no? Gotta wait.
The graveyard is deep for now. For a second, I thought the cat token threw the chariot on its own. I was like, are we?
Dang, we gonna have to delay the finals because opponent has a power outage? Alrighty then. I guess we're doing something else then in the meantime.
Yeah, Chris, if you want to add Buddy,
His
username is Heron, so HERRON.
so transfer to Hogaak. You know what? What happened? Because all of a sudden,
Heron is not online. Which means I can't add buddy.
Well, it's your soul transfer, Matt.
That's
We
right.
got the enchantment.
Okay. We're gonna be back for the finals later. I'm gonna do something else in the meantime. We can do some games on Melee. Alrighty, now we're fighting the finals versus Heron, who unfortunately has power outage. So it's gonna be someone else playing and they're like, you know, on a phone call or something. We make do. Bullet said, go easy on me, I've been looking at this deck for 5 minutes trying to figure out what the hell is going on. What is going on? Tamago, I've shown him Nemesis, Trinket Mage, Mana Crypt. Looks like just a green-blue aggro Time Walker position deck. With some madness. Wait, where's the discard? I guess Wheel of Fortune. Monastery Mentor. Time Walk, that looks scary. This looks like a good hand. There's some... We're on the draw, which is scary against this deck, but... We have a Remand, which is always nice to see. Such a good card. If you have all of these late game cards. Oh no. At least it's no Mana Crypt, but... One can be nice. Guess I should play Island. Just in case I draw another island and really wanna use this. This is kinda cool because it's a blue answer to Planeswalkers. Alright, nothing too scary, please. True name would be kinda scary. Okay, it's a Triome, no attack. I like that. Now we pass with counter magic up. And play the waiting game. Into hopefully another land off of Remand and Wall of Omens. To slam Wandering Emperor soon enough. What's the 4 drops? Vengevine and Wicked Wolf. Vengevine. We remand this, right? We wanna find... No, we lose focus it. We have another land drop coming up. It's kinda dumb countering this, but I think it's what you wanna do. If you have 2 creature spells, it's kinda scary. Maybe that's what they're trying to set up. We can Wandering Emperor it then and kill it again. Nothing. Well, we play the draw go game. Nice, even finding our land drops. Feeling good about this. I think we take another damage and see what they do. Maybe play, or probably play end step Planeswalker. What's in the opponent's hand? Wheel of Fortune. They don't have red mana. Oh, they have counter magic. There's a mana leak. Opponent has white mana, but no red, so they can't play Wheel of Fortune. If they have that. I guess we get discounted, but okay. That's fine. I guess the scariest card to see is True Name, and still for that we have Hour of Revelation. Survival of the Fittest. That is kind of scary. I'm gonna remand it, I think. I can cast it, but so be it. They can do some madness shenanigans with that. Ooh, Elish Norn, noise. They probably have some Root Wallers and stuff in hand. I'm gonna leave the headquarters in the deck, because we might wanna cycle it at some point. We don't have triple blue, that is kinda scary. Or kinda stupid. Discard creature card, library of a creature card. We're gonna slow roll this hour, I think. No madness, okay. What are they searching up? Basking Root Waller, nice. Now things are happening, finally. We want them to play most of their stuff and then we wipe the board with one of these two. Still looking for one more blue source. And Wall of Omens, wait, what? When did I not play it? I think I kept up my remand until I had 4 mana up. Your messages always come in very late, I don't know why. But you like say something and it's happened 3 turns ago or 2 booster packs ago. Usually the stream shouldn't be so slow. Okay, nice. We get basic planes, but that lets us cast Elish Norn still, which is sick. Imagine just clicking done on that because you wanna click yes. Some of these are sometimes May abilities. Alright, now Madness shenanigans are happening, finally. Sure. Survival with Madness creatures is awesome. I'm not too scared of a Root Dweller. I mean, I guess it can attack as a 4/4. Hull Breacher. Okay. Oh, they have Wheel of Fortune. No red mana though. Yeah, that's really scary then. We need to dodge that one time and then cast Hour of Revelation. No red mana into Wheel of Fortune. I couldn't have prevented that either way. Because they did that end step. Okay. They don't have red mana. Whew. Hull Breacher is attacking me. I guess now we just... Is there more counter magic in this? There's a Time Walk. Now we use Condemn into Elish Norn. I could have Fractured though, which is scary. Like I can also not use Condemn and slam Hour of Revelation. I'm gonna go with the Elish Norn plan. Put that on the bottom. Wait, maybe I wanted to do it with the Hull Breacher, but... It's possible they go Time Walk into Red Source Wheel. Get us that way. But we can't beat everything, right? Eee. Don't draw Red Source. They could have some sort of mana dork off of Survival. Or position, oh no, bad things are happening. Aye, yeah. Could have just played Hour of Revelation. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7 non-land permanents. That's relevant. Can tap 2 things. If we draw land, we can still do Hour. Oh, they're gonna play some creatures here. Seal of Primordium. That doesn't do much against us. Right, we need a land, I guess, to cast this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just get me an island. Stat. Wisp of Whale, that would have been good earlier. That's 9. That's 9 non-land permanents. Aye, so close. I can't do anything. Ah, so rough. 1 land drop. Or 1 more permanent on the battlefield. They're gonna add more stuff, but now I might never have triple white. Well, they do wanna tap down my blue mana and not my white mana, so there's that. We take another 4. Come on, play something. Same thing. I need a land. Any land. Okay, I guess we killed the thing. That's good. It gives us another chance. We don't have any more an enchantment anymore. Always so close to doing really cool stuff, but always just a little bit off. 1 turn off. Alright, now we have Force and then just Slam Elish, right? One has 2 cards in hand, but they're not using Survival. What could those 2 be? Wheel of Fortune and Blazing Root Dweller. No, that you would just cycle. Destroys the Archer. What are the 2 cards? Wheel of Fortune, I'm pretty sure. So if they ever find red source, well, I have my force now. Plus what? Fractured Identity? Probably. Prismatic Ending. Am I dead? No, I'm at 10. I'm not forcing that. Like now we slam Elish and keep up the force for a potential blowout like Fractured Identity. Okay. I think we got this. There's a chance that we should play Hour of Revelation instead to get rid of this and follow it up with Elish Norn. We still have no triple blue. Opponent has the red source now. Do we even counter a Wheel of Fortune at this point? Yeah, I think yes. That was one turn late for the opponent. This game is always super close for crazy stuff to happen. I really want to keep the triple blue cards because they're so good, but I can't cast them. Down to 3 life. Opponent has 1 card in hand. Come on, Island! Island! Echo of Aeons, you say. I just countered the Wheel of Fortune. I kinda don't wanna play that until I have like an R set out. Time Spiral I might cast. This is miserable. Land? Island! Okay. Slow island. But still. Opponent could draw True Name, but we have Hour of Revelation. What else? Wicked Wolf. They probably have the Fractured in hand. No, they would have. Oh, there it is. But we can now Cryptic the thing. Wow, this game is always so tight. There's my island. I want my chase back. Sadly, this is a token, but. Oh, yeah, triple blue, right. Now we got nothing but some Wraths. I guess we use this. I really don't want to play Echo, we just die, right? Land. Now I want my chase back. Okay, there's another set. Nice. Do we have enough mana? Yes. Amazing. I can't tap stuff. Exactly enough mana for the combo, finally. Alright. If they have a flash creature, wait, I can use my Ponder, I guess. No, I have force. Perfect. What a game, dude. This is worthy of Vintage Cube finals right now. My god, there's True Name. We have multiple answers, but I'll force it. Time Spiral. If we wanna refill again. I'm down to 2. Should have taken the birth, maybe. Do we play Cataclysmic just as a win condition? I think yes. Does the opponent have a Lightning Bolt? No. The red is just a splash for wheel. If I need life, I can condemn my creature. we go to 1, is there anything that kills me from 1 but not from 2? Yeah, we go to 1. Whew. What a scary game. 3-turn clock, I guess. Elish Norn is exiled, I'm sad. Hull Breacher. Sure. Now we both have the card draw prevention going. Do you care about this whole breacher? I think no. Opponent's at 8, so they're gonna die next turn anyway. 1 card, what is it? Turn 19? What is this game? The hell? Dude, Jeffang, I'm seeing your messages way too late. Do I just not read chat, or are you just so far behind? Cryptigit, that was the token, right? The Elish Norn token. And we've both already used 9 minutes of our in-game clock. It's not like I'm playing slow, it's just a really hard game. Opponent is 1 card! Man, do I hate Hull Breacher though. You know how they should have worded this? It should say if an opponent would draw a card, or if an effect causes an opponent to draw that the opponent controls. You know what I mean? Because setting up... Same with Nazed, honestly. Setting up those draw 7 combos is just so dumb. It feels just terrible to play against that. Alright, nice. Now we just go for the win. They have 1 card and we have 8 power. GG. Wow, this was an insane game. Opponent's got the scary Hull Breacher, we have the scary Narset. Could use Dress Down to prevent that, but we have other ways. Question is rather, is something bad? And I'm not sure. The walls are good to slow them down and help us find our stuff. The chase is fine, maybe. The board wipes are good, the draw 7 combo is decent. Yeah, I think we run it back. Press down could be an early answer to if they go Hull Breacher into wheel though. So at least we draw. Press down kills Tarmogoyf, right? Or does it when it says 1+ star? If you take away the ability, I think it still has 0 toughness. Takes away the True Name Nemesis ability, maybe we want it. Question is, what would you even side out? I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break and think about it. Alright, gotta make a quick choice now. Do we take out something for the stress down? Maybe the chase. But drawing some extra cards is nice. And again, on the draw, maybe he's just too slow. Like, he doesn't do anything if you don't have protection again and the opponent has creatures. Okay. Lots of lands, but we have a Ponder and a Cycle land and a Mox. That's a keep, I think. That's our best card. Alishnon always so sick. The dynamic in these is really interesting with the open deck lists. You know what to play around. It's very different, honestly, from normal. 1 minus 6. We keep this 2-spell hand. 2-spell 5 mana sources. I think it's good. Opponent puts a card to the bottom and begins. Bloodstained Maillard, no play. Our is nice. We already have 3 white sources. Play this out just in case. Opponent has a mana leak, right? That's their only counter magic. Yeah. Gearhulk is not great, but I like Wrath. And then again, we have our... Gearhulk, we need an instant. Maybe this is a shuffle. Land's okay. We have two big spells. It's possible we cycle our land, though we have a lot of mana sources right now. And turn on this Wrath of God choice. Okay, this is nice. I think we cycle the land. This deck does scary stuff and I'm very afraid. Thieving Skydiver. Oh no. Annoying. Maybe I shouldn't cycle if I have get my thing stolen, but then again... Yeah, this is fine. All I'm seeing is a creature that dies to Alishnon, if you know what I mean. I'm more afraid of the whole Breacher shenanigans in the opponent's deck. Also that, but I have 3 answers to that. Do I condemn? Like, I'm very slow. Okay. Oh. That was my main phase. I always forget that Sagas trigger main phase. Do I use Judgment? What's the worst thing that can happen? Them going like... I'm gonna pass for now. Them going like opposition into another creature and then I never cast my stuff. Protection from Two-Headed Giant. The chosen player is Two-Headed Giant. That's me. Okay, no plays. Yeah, let's get the Volcanic. Nice. I think we keep the Judgment for after wiping the board. Always rough decisions when you play the control match. Being a chosen player sounds like it should be a good thing, right? I'm the chosen one! Oh. Do we take another 3 and save our Hour of Revelation? The opponent's got nothing going on, which is kind of scary. But I'm not gonna... I could do that. Pass. If they go Hull Breacher into... They still don't have the red mana for the wheel. How many red sources in the deck? Tiger. The fetch land is gone. Only 2 red sources in the deck. Kinda sketchy. Right, now we go Planeswalker into Elesh Norn. Well, they can have the mana leak. Maybe they wanna leak my Emperor. Oh, there's the red source. Mana leak this, or mana leak that. So thinking about it, that's the only counter spell in the deck. Okay. Now we have a clock. We could just use Council's Judgment, honestly.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching Gabe Off.
Because that can't get mana leaked.
If you liked what you see, check out some of Gabe's stuff. He just put out an awesome new cover from Ocarina of Time, or you could check out some of my videos too.
It's always possible the end step Hull Breacher and then play Wheel. Which is insanely scary. I'm gonna play this. Don't wanna get my Elesh Norn mana leak, TBH. What you got? Alright, now we just gotta hope not to get comboed off. If only we had the Narset. Alright, no Hull Breacher. Best card in the opponent's deck. This fucking Merfolk Pirate. Fractured Identity. Okay then. That's not a scary Fractured Identity, if you ask me. Oh, with Time Walk though, it's really scary because now Mana Leak is active again. Ah, okay. Still have an 0-4. Oh, okay. We have the Mana Leak, right? Maybe not. What is this? Monastery Mentor. They can still have it though. I don't think they do. Ooh, Loose Focus. Perfect. Yeah. Come on, Mana Leak me, buddy. I have the reads. I have the reads. They don't have 2 mana, right? Yeah, this is summoning sick. Whew. These games are so tight. It's crazy. Now it's Elesh Norn versus the world again, which I kinda like. Survival. Okay, nice. What answers do they have to an Elesh Norn? Fractured is gone. Now Hull Breacher is off the table. So are most their creatures actually. Terrarion, that's another red source. Are we scared of this survival? I'm gonna go with no, because the Madness creatures don't do anything and they have Vengevine, Wicked Wolf. Yeah, none of their creatures are scary as long as Elesh Norn is out. The Time Walk is gone. Sky's overran. I think we chill. Attack for 4 every turn and see if they have something that gets them out of it. I love this card so much. Slam it in every white deck that I ever play. And thinks about making a move and doesn't. Still 3 more turns to live. We have 2 answers and a really good creature. We have 2 cards in hand. What do you think of topping Terraria on its time walk instead of passing? Whoa, that was an interesting play. Something you can do, but I think no. I think I'd rather... like, they draw it again and 1 turn later they still loot with it. And if the clock works out such that they're dead by the time that happens, I'd do it, but I had a 4 turn clock, so I think it's a no. But it's a cool idea and I hadn't even considered it. You can also, maybe putting survival on top is even better. This card's Trinket Mage, searches up what? Vengevine maybe, because it has haste, but it's just 3-1. Like, none of their creatures do anything at this point, right? Or do they have something from the sideboard maybe? Inverter of Truth? Hollow One. I don't know what gets them out of this. Surprised they didn't cycle there, yeah. I don't know why. It just passed. Vengevine, sure. Cycles Vengevine. Asking Root Waller. That's just casting Vengevine with extra steps, isn't it? I mean, you're getting the bad cards out of the deck in the process. Tarmogoyf. Okay, yeah, so you get a Vengevine and a Tarmogoyf, but they're both below this Elish Norn. Well, I can't attack through this, but I can remove it. Like now they're at least sort of stabilized on the board. Are there any answers to my Elish Norn? Doesn't look like it. There's opposition, I guess. Do I just into deep the Tarmogoyf and keep attacking? I just gotta win this game before they somehow wiggle out of it, right? Was that secret layer fractured? I don't know, you tell me. It's some sort of special artwork. Right, the opponent is thinking about attacking with Vengevine or something. Do they have a way to get that back? Maybe if they shuffle and fracture Elish Norn, you get into trouble. I don't think so. There's a Wheel of Fortune, but not a Time Twister. And I have the Time Spiral and the Echo of Eons, which I'm not gonna cast until I have like Narset. Besides that, their deck looks sorta soft to this. I think I make this a clue and keep attacking. Why are you thinking so long about this attack? Yeah, this whole open deck list dynamic probably favors the control deck, right? Because you know what to play around. Engineered Explosives doesn't do anything. Well, it could kill the enchantment that makes the thing a clue. Heron has lost connection to the game, oh no. Now we have two people who have a power outage or something. If them in a little lock. Kinda, yeah. There's no way that Tarmogoyf becomes a 7 something. It's already... It would be a 6-7, so... The biggest thing a Tarmogoyf can be is an 8-9, but you need like tribal cards which are not involved here. There's already Artifact, Enchantment... No Planeswalker. Where did my... Oh, the Wandering Emperor got fractured. Secret place. There's a tribal card in the cube. Let me think. Is it Starfire? I don't think I've seen that one. No, that's Bitter Blossom, right? That's a tribal card. The good tribal card. Opponent has lost connection. Power troubles today. I don't want them to time out, but I would take the win. I'm desperate for a win, if I'm being honest. Because I 0-3'd the last two. Already outdid that. Alright, it looks like my opponent can't back into the game. And we might take the win for this. I think we had him. I can't think of anything that gets him out of this either way. We got the match. Opponent has lost the game due to inaction, that's sad, but okay, what would we have drawn? Charter Course into Echo. I would not have cast that. Yeah, we would have only had this, and it's probably enough. If you're desperate, we can Echo, but then they get their frag shot back. Anyway, we got the trophy with blue-white today. And we probably would have won if they didn't time out, but you never know. Let's fucking go. Yeah, if you make a room in tournament practice, the timeout still happens as if it was a competitive game. If you do a challenge via chat, then that doesn't happen, I think. Or you have more time or something. It's kind of whack, but just Modo online with digital objects things. Alright, we get to do the winning screenshot, guys. Isn't that awesome? Opponent forgot the password. Yo, and we get to do the winner interview. Man, I'm feeling amazing. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I checked, we wouldn't have drawn anything, but just the Elish on the board, basically the whole deck is soft to that. They did what they could, get out the Tarmogoyf and the Vengevine, the creatures that survive it. Everything else is just dead and they have no answer, so... I guess opposition would have been a problem, right? If I play that, use Vengevine to tap me down, but I still just make Tarmogoyf into a clue. And then they could attack me, they could use this to tap me down and attack me for 3 with the Vengevine for 2. Anyway, where's the voice channel? We get to do the interview. Thanks for the congrats to Blave. That was awesome. Apparently I'm a control player because I did that one time. This deck 0-3'd. And this one too, if I remember. No, that was... Hold on. Maybe this one too, I don't know. This one made it to the finals, I think. This is... something else. We played blue-white one time, and that also made it to the fence. Sacred Mesa. That card was not great. This deck was similar. I always play Elish Norn and try to win the game that way. MattCube is a bit slower and less combo heavy, I think, than the Modo online with Digital Objects cube. So control is really sick. Remand. This deck's actually very different, but does the same thing. Wall of Omens. It had balance, which is just so good. If you have no creatures, 2 mana, wrath the board, make them discard or something. There we go. Wait, that's not gonna work. I have to use the Discord app. Usually I just use it in the browser, but voice doesn't work there. The thing is, as combo heavy had the opposite impression. In my experience, it's more mid-rangey. Like, I mean, this has the wheel combo, but there is no, like, high tide or... Is there storm? I don't think there's storm. And you don't just die on turn 2. There's Reanimator, of course. Hello, can you hear me? I am in the voice channel, but I can't hear anything. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, I can hear you, but it's kind of quiet. Let me turn up my volume.
Okay.
Alright. Yo, what's up?
Hey man, you got it.
We did it! Finally! After 10 tries.
Guys,
I feel amazing.
that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Great deck. Elish Norn just crushing everyone. Huh?
Yeah, Elish Norn is one of my favorite cards. It was always like, can we get to 7 mana and play this card that resets the board?
Yeah. So, how'd your draft go in general?
So we started off with what was something blue, and then I think I took the Pestomite or something, and then I took some red cards, but then red was not open at all. Like, yeah, Cryptic Command into Chandra. And I was gonna do the blue-red thing, which is supposedly really strong. Then there was Pestomite, Remand, but then no red cards came around ever. We picked Hazoret, and we ended up cutting these in favor of white cards later on. And I took only blue cards. Felt like I was the only blue drafter. Gearhulk with Cryptic Command. That was sick.
Yeah, you're the other blue drafter is who you play in the finals.
Yeah, there were like only 2 blue decks, right?
Right.
The
Just a
opposition
great
deck.
thing for
Mm,
blue.
that's true. Everyone knows blue is busted.
Yeah, if you can be in the position where you're one of the single or one of the 2 blue drafters, your deck is just so much better than it would be if there were 3 or 4.
Yeah, right. We got Force of Will and like the good stuff. An Narset with a Time Spiral, those kinds of things. I was still in red here. Whole first pack I drafted blue-red, which is kind of funny.
Sorry,
But I kept myself open with a fetch land pick and picking mostly blue cards, and then decided to move into white second pack.
second pack. Sure. So actually, this last pick, Hour of Revelation, ended up kind of working out for you.
Yeah, the Hour of Revelation, I didn't even have that in the main deck in the first match, but I realized that my deck needs a reset button against all the other decks, and then I put it in instead of another win condition that I didn't need. Like, who needs win conditions if you're controlling?
Yeah, fair point. And the wheels ended up being a critical part of your deck.
Finit says, how do I feel about playing 3 colors too few? Yeah, right, it's weird. Being actually only in 2 colors. The mana base was great. We had triple blue cards and triple white that we just played easily.
That's always nice.
Yeah.
Did you win any games off of Jace?
No, I was super close with 2 cards in library, but the opponent had a Hogaak and some zombies, and I lost that game. Like, they milled me with Altar of Dementia, and I almost got there.
Yeah, that was a wild game because you got very close to losing to this Jace.
Yeah, yeah, they stole it, right? But I had an answer to their copy or whatever. They took control of it somehow, I think. But the Chase was actually one of the weaker cards in the deck because it doesn't really do anything. It doesn't protect your itself or mess with your opponent's stuff. So I often boarded it out.
That makes sense.
Hmm.
It does give you a lot of life in performance loyalty.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. But if I die, then they can just attack me either way.
Yeah, exactly.
And here I started getting the white stuff, Conscience Judgment and Elision Horn. That is kind of sick. And I got some Wall of Omens stuff. Yeah, Birth of Melodies.
Right?
Yeah, both Wall of Omens. Yes. That was pretty good to slow the opponent down.
Really capitalizing on some late picks. You got this Condemn 14th in back 2.
Yeah, I took a Lightning Axe because I was like, okay, I can discard Echo of Eons. Maybe I'm gonna do some... Then I had Fast Bond for my draw 7s. I was like, maybe I'll play that, maybe not. And it ended up being just blue-white.
Good instance of finding a way to maximize the pick that has nothing to do with your deck.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
You can find a couple green source, find a red source. Otherwise, these cards don't do anything for you.
Yeah. Like Fast Bond is really sick if you draw 7 cards, but wasn't worth splashing.
Right. So Wandering Emperor, excellent pickup.
Yeah, that card I haven't played with that before, but I saw it in some constructed decks and I was like, let's try what that can do.
Yeah.
And like flashing it in is so good because they're already attacking your life total, but you have then Planeswalk out, then make a blocker or kill something. It's better than it looks on paper, I think.
Yeah, and that's been everyone's like slowly adopting that in constructed. Like
Exactly.
when it was released, it was okay, and then people started playing it in that first big tournament afterwards. And like the amount of power you get out of it just from your ability to put it exactly where it needs to be at the right time. You can even like combat trick something with it.
Yeah, and it's just a win condition and removal, so it's so sick for a control deck like this.
Right.
Putting some counters on your threats, giving them vigilance, and just slowly killing them while also having something on the board.
Nice to get this other wall of moments. You get to end up with both walls.
Yeah.
Actual red.
And early on in the draft I said, I think there's not a lot of counter magic in this cube, and then we got the loose focus, and somewhere we got the force even. The force obviously helped us out a lot. And
Came in critical to winning game 1 of the finals, right? Because like if
Yeah.
resolve that wheel,
yeah, I was so scared of that happening, and I drew it off of my own draw 7 or whatever. That no, I don't quite remember.
Blind Obedience, did you end up casting this ever?
Nah, I had it in the sideboard. I think it wasn't really great for me. Like making your opponent's stuff enter tapped doesn't really do much. That's maybe, I don't know. Is that an aggro card? I don't know how to play this card. It seems weird.
It's not bad in your deck, right? Because it prevents all hasters from attacking. It
Yeah.
makes all of your mana, all your spells done, because a lot of your spells are kind of wheel spinning. It makes them all drain. Clearly, it costs you some mana, right? But like it's there. It's a difficult card to disrupt. It survives Wrath of God. It stops Kiki combos, and it stops
Right.
Earth Drive combos. So probably okay to leave it in the sideboard, but it does play a role in this control deck.
I didn't even think about those things. I was just like, okay, it's a 2-drop that does some stuff, but it ended up not being good enough for me here.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine to leave it at 2. Banishing Slash, pretty, even though sorcery speed, pretty versatile card.
Yeah, that card was awesome. I think I misplayed once thinking I played on the opponent's turn, and then I realized it's a sorcery. But I never got the payoff, but it's still like a disenchant that can also kill creatures. That's already a very good effect. I had the Birth of Melodies can enable it on its own, the enchantment and artifact, but I drew it on the turn where it sacrificed itself. That was really sad.
That's kind of what I figured. I think overall, the thing I see most from your draft, and that led to a lot of success, is like your ability to find these cards very late in the pack.
Yeah, somehow.
That was the Earhole was excellent for
The Gearhulk was so good, especially against Boros in game 1. They can keep a creature, but I have a 4/5 now. That's like
Exactly.
amazing.
Yeah. And you can just start attacking.
Yeah, Vigilance. The card's sick.
Gearhulk tribal, Wall Woman's tribal, and then Elish Norn to tie out everything together. Powerful deck.
Yeah, I was like, it's really slow, let's see if we can get there, but the way the game's played out, when I make it to 7 or 6 mana and wipe the board, I usually win. That was the game plan.
It's a hard card to come back from.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the cases where like Heron's deck had the ability to control magic, essentially, right? But
Yeah.
it didn't matter.
This-
The damage was already done.
This pack was interesting because I was deciding if I want to take Kaldra and hope to get Stoneforge and be more of an aggressive deck, but I decided against it because Elish Norn is always gonna be good. And I did not see Stoneforge, so that was well played, I guess.
Yeah, there was another person, Wacky, had a Stoneforge Boros deck.
Yeah, I played against him in round 1, and thankfully I have lots of answers to that, like putting the token on top or exiling it with Council's Judgment or Cryptic Command bouncing it. Thankfully there was some stuff against it.
I think we saw a little bit of that. I don't remember how that ended up, but we tuned in right at the end of that match in round 1.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool because I always lost the first game and then came back first in the first and the second match.
Nice.
Yeah, I got lucky, I gotta say. Sometimes I kept a hand with 5 lands, but there's lots of cards that just come back from being slow here.
Yeah, especially without, and you had Mox Trap, but without like Crypt or Soul Ring, I don't think you could really afford to start mulliganing so often. You know?
Yeah, I think I didn't lose any games where I had Mox in the opening hand. Yeah, and I kept drawing Elish Norn, that's true. It's just destroys Wakey's deck and that other deck in the last round. Actually, everybody. The second deck was a zombie deck, they all just die. They got so good.
Yeah. That's the fun thing about Elish Norn to me. I don't know if that's fun so much, but like I think it's so frequently thought of as a reanimator card. But like you are allowed to just put 7 lands and play cast this card.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I know Elish Norn from playing it in a Reanimator Legacy deck, but in this format you just cast it and that makes it a great format for me. It's just so much fun.
Yeah. Right, any closing thoughts on everything before we wrap it up for today?
Maybe you can open the deck list again. We can see some of the sideboard choices. But there wasn't much actually. I had a dress down, which I sometimes put in the deck when they have some, like I put it in last match against the Hull Breacher and against the True Name Nemesis. There you can do stuff, but generally I like it in the sideboard. The Absent was main. I cut the Obedience, and the Battlesphere later came out main deck, and I put Hour of Revelation in instead. I realized I don't need the Battlesphere. I have enough win conditions. I can just like control the game and win with attacking with Vigilance creatures.
I think one of the things that makes this deck like even better is access to Narset and Time Spiral.
Yeah, I did that. I can do it on turn 4 or something if I have Chardicourse, Narset and Echo of Aeons and then just refill my hand. Didn't happen. I did it once with Echo of Aeons, but in a later turn.
It's just important to have a deck that has this nice linear game plan, but then like frequently what blue-white control can suffer from is that it can't win.
Yeah.
Like it controls, and we saw this a little bit with Elish Norn, because there was kind of times where you had to sweat and say like maybe Elish Norn can't win.
Yeah.
Because they're at 20, but being able to mind twist them and draw 7 cards is the easy way to seal the deal.
Yeah, totally. I didn't have any other card draw spells like Memory Deluge or Fact of Fiction. I saw these and passed them. Ended up not mattering.
Yeah, pretty clean 1-for-1 MCU hit in top end.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, I'm glad you got the trophy because you've been battling out for really since we started doing this.
Yeah, and I had two O3s or something, so the curse is broken.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, for the longest time, you 2-1. So
Yeah.
sometimes you get burnt.
I guess I tried to do some really cool stuff like the Madness deck or something, and here today I was really trying to win, honestly. trying to do the good thing. Yeah, I'll upload my draft video to YouTube if anyone wants to see my perspective, and obviously also always stream these, so check me out.
Awesome. Very appreciative of that.
Yeah.
You stream a lot of Smash Brothers as well?
Yeah, that's actually used to be my main game, or most of my viewers want to see that, but ever since I joined this Discord, Magic has become so awesome. Not having to pay money and doing it with really strong players is awesome.
I agree. It was always a really bummer when the season ended and like
Yeah.
there's just nothing to do. You just kind of like, maybe I'll play a Pioneer League, I'll use my rental account, but it's just always like, you know, the heart's not in it so much. Just being able to play with all you guys is so great at any given point in time.
Yeah. We have MTGO back on Wednesday, right?
Yes, sir.
That's
so we're not
awesome.
gonna be, just as an update, I can say it in the Discord, but we're not going to be drafting this cube until the cube comes down. So like that's going to be the next 4 sessions we will be doing. So that's Wednesday, Sunday.
Yeah, we have. It's pretty cool. Play the MTGO cube and then come back refreshed or something to these events. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm going to be streaming myself on the vintage Magic Online Vintage.
Yeah,
And
me
then
too. Maybe we can meet someday.
yeah, right. So we might try to schedule it to have it like the day immediately after Vintage Cube. That's 2 weeks away, so we'll figure it out between them.
Anyway, did I make the winners draft or did I miss it?
Whenever we figure out what to do about that, you'll be in the next one. We have 8
Right.
people from
Perfect.
previous thing. So we're probably going to try to do that maybe in September, because that's when National Vintage Cube ends, and we start doing this again. And then similarly, Dominator United will be out in this gap. And so we'll have like one kind of draft final. Once we get the winners group together, we'll have one, this kind of list. The list always changes in and of itself, but like, keep it as it is for the moment. We'll have one final draft with the 8 winners, and then we'll have the update with Dominator United. And it
Yeah,
might
nice.
line up that we do like a live draft with Dominator United, but then have the old version of the cube for the winners, depending on how the scheduling works out. I mean, nothing has to be set in stone.
Alright, anyway,
Regardless,
yeah.
we'll be in the next one.
Thanks for doing these. I'll head out, and I already drafted a Dominaria deck, so if anyone wants to see my matches, head over to my stream, I guess. But thanks for doing these, and I'm always happy to join.
All right, well, thanks for playing all the time. You're very reliable and good players.
Yeah.
Thanks for having that.
Alright, see ya. Alrighty. Now, for something completely different. Dude, this was great. Alright, anyway, if you're watching this video, I'll see you in the next draft, which happens, I guess, right now.